Myths have to do with the relationship of God and man, of the universe and the cosmos and the world and humanity. It doesn't really have a great deal to do with my individual relationship to any individual tree or house or event
person.
or person. Whereas folklore it takes place on a much smaller scale. So it's all about families. It's all about somebody who comes into a family unit, and does that person help you? Does that person harm you? Do you have to beware that person? How do you deal with that person? When you're looking for love, how do you look for it? What kind of person do you look for? Depending on where the fairy tale comes from, a lot of us in the 50s were brought up on the Disney model of the girl who falls asleep or who sits and waits for her prince. Someday my prince will come, and that was something that we have all had to engage with as women who were brought up in the 50s and 60s. Now it's a much more lively model. Actually, originally it was a much more lively model. Sleeping Beauty is practically the only one who falls asleep and has to wait for the prince to come. Frequently, she went out and looked for him. There's at the back of the North Wind, where the young woman betrays her lover and then has to seek for him over years and hardships and earns him, and he earns her love and she earns his. Much more active model. So it's much more personal than myth.